of course. Krolu immediately apologizing. Krolu, by the way, playing for Meteor Makers. So on a pretty big team, I suppose you could call it that. In the bottom left spawn position, though, as these players are chatting away, we have the green Terran player who is one game away from getting to the final series that will qualify him for the WCS Challenger League. It is Acer's Hydra.
I love this little chat.
And in the top right spawn position, we've got the purple Protoss player. It is Meteor Maker's Krolu, who is visibly shaken by the existence of Hellbats.
Yeah, I honestly think this is a situation where you should just go for some other kind of one-base play. I would love to see Hydra do something like a very fast Widowmine drop just to completely shake things up, maybe make it look like he's going to go Hellbats. Or to see Hydra go for something... He's either got to do something super cheeky or do nothing ridiculous at all. Like play super macro and make Krolu either expect that he's going to play differently or that he's going to play cheesy again. I don't even know if you could say cheesy, but playing that abusive style that we saw in game number 1. But Hydra, he's going to go for that gas at 13 supply again. We could see a little bit more interesting play, but I think Krolu is probably not going to play as greedily on this map. What do you think, Lyrian?
No, he's not. There he goes. Grabs himself a second gas, which is already different from what we saw in last game. And I want to talk about something that you just said. Can we call the strategy that Hydra went for cheesy? Is it? Do you think it would qualify as? He had a really good follow-up to it.
Yeah. It was more of a macro build. He did expand behind it. I'd say it was more like. Maybe like a stale blue cheese, because it was. I mean, it's really about catching your opponent off guard with those drops. Oftentimes we see pro players getting better and better at holding them off. Even in most pro matches, if you guys tune into things like GSL, GSTL, of course WCS Korea, or even WCS NA, we don't really see Hellbat drops doing that much damage anymore. I think it was slightly an issue of scouting on Krolu's part, slightly an issue of lack of preparation by only having 2 warp gates and then going for the robo. It's just. He just didn't really have enough stuff to actually kill the Medivacs and the Hellbats. So, not really so much of a cheese, of course. He did expand, but we'll have to see what he wants to do this game. It looks like he's banking up the resources for an expansion. He's actually stopped mining his gas, but double gas geysers for Krolu. Do you think he's going to try to do something equally cheeky back this game?
He's like, you cheese me, I cheese you. That's how it works. Could be. He does have those double gas mining. He is still mining on double gas with all his probes. He's getting a Starcraft Mothership Core just finished up. He's banking a lot of gas. It's either going to be a... Nah, I don't really want to call that too early, but banking up 400 minerals and 220 gas, this is not the most efficient build ever. I mean, he could have had 2 workers on each gas and he would have had an earlier Nexus, so... I hope to see him use that gas really quickly for something like Stargate. Otherwise, this would be a pretty inefficient build.
Yeah, it would make a lot of sense for him to do that kind of follow-up. It's actually seen it hit a little bit of success, but the SCV is moving in. I think Krolu won't throw anything down until he kills this, but you're right, he's got 250 gas. He could go for some additional sentries. The Mothership Core is going to scout out Hydra's main base, though. He sees the reactor, he knows the open gas, and he sees the second gas geyser has been taken. So I think... Even though he's expanded like this, he doesn't have the factory quite as early. But the real question that I have is he just going to go for mech build again overall? Is this something that he likes to do in Terran versus Protoss? Or is he just going to do something else? But, oh my goodness, you can tell Krolu is pissed. 4 warp gates being added in here. He is going to go for a 5-gate all-in off of 1 base because that SCV scouted his Nexus. Oh, I can see it's Twilight Council. It looked, sorry. But, so it looks like it's going to be a 4-gate. This is going to be something like Blink. This is him being completely meta, and I think this could also be the product of a little bit of tilt from game number 1. He wanted to go for the expansion, play it cool, but as soon as that SCV came and saw the Nexus, and he killed it, he canceled it, and immediately went for, immediately added on those gateways. So this is... I gotta say, this is I just hope he keeps his head cool for this, because all Hydra needs to do is defend this. I will say, though, the mech follow-up not going to be that great at holding off this kind of play.
No, not great at all. He has 2 Widow Mines on the way. That's going to be helping out a little bit, but as you know, you can micro Blink Stalkers very well. against the Widow Mines. If you blink them on the right time, they will not even take damage from the shot. So let's see. Does Krolu have that Gosu micro needed to be able to deal with those Widow Mines that are coming out? His blink is super late. His gateways are super late. We have to point that out because of that Nexus cancel that he went for. This is no ordinary blink timing. This is going to be hitting about a minute later than usual off of one base.
Yeah, and he is going for the Hellbats again, it looks like. He's got another reactor ready for that starport. He has the armory about to wrap up, and he's getting a third command center. This could be the perfect build for Krolu as long as he doesn't eat some pavement walking into those Widow Mines. The bunker is there. He does have a solid number of Marines, but he's not going to have Marauders out anytime soon. He's so far away from tanks, it's not even funny. And Hellbats can trade well versus Stalkers, but with Blink, not going to be able to drop on top of them using the Medivacs. He's not going to be able to just attack him straight up with the Hellbats. And I think if Krolu can micro well enough, he could do a lot of damage. Oh, nice dodge there on that first Widow Mine shot. But the second mine does get him. Great force fields blocking these bunkers down. He's trying to get the SCVs to repair. Is Hydra going to be able to save this? The health is so low on that bunker. The Marines unleashing the pain, but the Stalkers are blinking back. We'll lose one of the sentries. The Hellbats are coming up to defend, and it looks like Hydra may hold this off. Oh my goodness, it looked so good for him after he killed that first bunker, but the response time for Hydra, very nice. Even with that time warp there, he's just going to leave the SCVs. He doesn't want to worry about this, but now we could see Krolu blink into the main. Does take out another Stalker with that Widow Mine, and it's basically going to be Hellbats versus Stalkers. And with good control, he can hold this, but he's also stuck in his main base, so he's kind of got him boxed in here. It's all going to depend on if he can get these Stalkers out of his base. Mothership Core goes down. Once he blinks out, he will not be able to go back in. And these Stalkers are running so low on health. This is exactly what I was worried about when he canceled that Nexus and added on the warp gates. Hydra is going to hold Krolu's blink all in.
Yep, and that Stalker is probably going to die as well. I think Krolu at this time has realized that he's going to... GG, well played, and I'm not even going to repeat what he said there, but congratulations to Aces. Hydra takes a quick 2-0 over Krolu. Krolu definitely on tilt after that first loss, going for not the best executed all-in